ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेह्य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। आप हमको बंद करना ना। प्राणो ह्येव एतानि सर्वाणि भवति। पेज 324। सवा एष एवं पश्यन् एवं मन्वानः एवं विजानन् अतिवादी भवति। So the result of this knowledge or self-realization is ativadi bhavati. One becomes ativadi. Vadi means one who speaks. Vada. Ati, atitya vadati. One who speaks transcending what is evident. Just as for an ordinary person there is a collection of ornaments, whereas for a goldsmith it is gold. So when the goldsmith sees gold where others see ornament, you can say that the goldsmith transcends the ornament. He says, this is gold. In the olden days, our Swami used to give this example. He used to carry a golden chain with him. He demonstrated golden chain. What is this? This is a chain. Suppose a person comes from a village who has never seen a chain, then you ask him, what is this? He'll say, this is gold. What do you mean it's gold? It's chain. Where is chain? On the top is it chain? On the bottom is it chain, the side is chain, I only see gold. So one perception of this object is the chain, other perception is it is gold. You cannot say that the one who says it is chain is wrong, nor can you say the one who says gold is wrong. So we may say that the one who says gold is more right than the one who says it is chain. Because chain is name and form, which is incidental, which is changing, which is in the Vedantic language a superimposition, vacharambhanam. So from the Vedantic standpoint, name and form is superimposition, is mithya. So what is chain? What's the reality of so-called chain? Nothing but the word chain. Because the substance is gold. When you hold that substance, whatever little weight that object has belongs to gold. And the glitter that object has belongs to gold, the color belongs to gold, the weight belongs to gold, the value belongs to gold. Meaning that there is a substance corresponding to the word gold. There is no substance corresponding to the word chain. Because what is substance? Take away the gold from that object, no chain remains. So really speaking, we can say that the substance is gold. Meaning that there is a substance corresponding to the word gold, but no substance corresponding to the word chain. Therefore, chain is more a concept than a reality. Gold is reality. So one who sees that object as gold, perhaps with his eyes that person also sees the chain. But in the mind, this viveka takes place. What is satyam? What is mithya? What is essential? What is incidental? And he appreciates gold, which is satya. So once he knows this, gold as gold, then whatever ornament presents itself before that person will not fail to see gold. In fact, he will see gold. While seeing the ornament, name and form, his mind automatically carries out some viveka within and appreciates that object as gold, with name and form being the incidental. So when a goldsmith calls that object gold, you say that he transcends. Hey, bring that gold to me. Where is that gold? It's chain. So then he uses the word gold, which is not right. Which means that he transcends the chainness. So when he calls that object gold, then he transcends the chain, the name and form. It's called ativadi bhavati, atityapadanishilo bhavati. He transcends what is evident to the senses and calls it what is not evident, which is evident to him. So similarly also, the teacher says Sanat Kumar has led Narada from a level, transcendence of one level to the other. Begin with name, which is the grossest, evident to the senses, to the speech, to the manaha, to the sankalpa, all the way up to prana. So, somebody sees the universe as name, nama, not wrong. Somebody says, hey, this is speech. Hey, this is manas, intention. This is sankalpa, determination. Chittam, intelligence. So like that, each one is right in his own way. Each following one transcends what the previous one says. And ultimately the one who sees this universe as nothing but manifestation of prana, which manifests as asha, which manifests as smara, etc. So when he sees that it's prana, Brahmadistama paryantasya hi jagadaha prana atmaham iti brvanam. What does he say? Who am I? So understand that it is not so much only seeing the Jagat, seeing himself. The thing is, Vedanta teaches, of course, how to see Jagat. But basically, Vedanta teaches us how to see yourself. Jagat is not my problem, I am my problem. How I see myself, how I evaluate myself, is my problem or is my solution? So since my perception of myself is a problem and my true perception of myself is a solution, therefore the teacher is leading sage Narada, the disciple, to the true perception of the self. So now he says, Brahmadistam paryantasya hi jagatah prana. Jagat, the universe, creation, beginning of Brahma, the highest embodiment, to stamba, a pillar or a blade of grass or some kind of an insect, from the most exalted to the most profane. Without any exception, the entire universe, beginning from Brahma all the way up to Stamba, of that Jagat, Prana, of Atma of that Jagat is Prana. What is called Atma? Atma is that into which something basically reduces to. If you want to know what is the Atma of an ornament, you melt the ornament, where does the ornament reduce to? Gold, not further than that. So similarly, if you reduce, in case of the ornament, of course you can melt it and you can reduce it in your mind also. By recognizing that the name and form of an ornament is mithya or superimposition, that gold is satyam, you reduced that entity into gold. So most irreducible substratum is called Atma. So the gold is the Atma of the ornament. So here, says Sanat Kumara, through this sequence, this process, has enabled sage Narada to see how the whole universe emerges from prana. Just as the spokes are fixed into the hub, and the movement of the spokes on the rim is due to the movement of the hub. The hub provides satta and sphurti, the existence as well as the movement, to the wheel. So also that which provides satta, the existence, sphurti, the dynamism to the whole universe is prana. So there the example of this hub and spoke was given to explain what Atma is. Like hub is the Atma of a wheel because it provides the satta and sphurti to the wheel. So the prana is the Atma of the whole universe because it provides satta. Things are because prana is, and their dynamism also is because of prana. So prana, the cosmic vital force, is the Atma of the universe. And what's the realization here? Prana is Brahman, all pervasive, and prana is the Atma of Jagat, Atma of myself. I am prana, who is the self of the entire universe, beginning from Brahma all the way up to Stamba, or the small insect or blade of grass. iti bhuvanam, meaning that in this process, what is called spiritual growth is that the perception of the self is progressively changing, understand? The teacher is leading the disciple, where progressively one's perception of the self itself is changing. Whereas form it was nama. From that now the perception is I am prana. What's prana? Jagataha Atma, the self of the entire universe, is what I am. So that's his perception now. Brahmanam. Now he says this because we always say what we are. Always we are manifesting what we are. Whether you use those words or not. But we are always coming from somewhere. We are coming from ourselves. So whatever be our perception of ourselves, or our understanding of ourselves, is where we are coming, that decides what I am. That decides what my priorities are, what my values are, what I am really. What I am, what I think, what I do, all of that is essentially determined by how I know myself, understand? That is why Atma Bodha, that's why self-knowledge is the most important. So Vedanta says that you are what you take yourself to be. You are what your perception about yourself is. It is a given perception of myself that makes one happy. It is another perception of myself that makes me happy. That's all. What makes me happy? Not anything out there. Only cause of my happiness is my perception of myself. And the only cause of unhappiness is again my perception of myself. That's all. That's what Vedanta teaches. The whole thing is based on this nidanam, this diagnosis. You have to diagnose the problem and you offer the solution. So how does Vedanta and the whole world see that human problem is sadness, unhappiness, sorrow, limitedness, lack, want, this efforts to desires and desires come from lack or want. So lacking, wantingness is the problem. So what causes that sense of lack or want? Am I really lacking and wanting and limited? Is that why I feel that way? Vedanta says no. It is that you do not know who you truly are, and therefore you are entertaining a notion or perception or complex or judgment or opinion about yourself. So everybody says that the human unhappiness is real and they provide a solution for becoming happy. Do this, don't do that. Including karma kanda. He says, do this, you go to heaven, you will be free from unhappiness. Go to paradise, go someplace. Do something, become something, go someplace, or become something. And for that you must do this. So everything is oriented towards doing, understand? And it's right also. If unhappiness is real, no amount of meditation will remove it, understand? Knowledge cannot remove what is real. It can only reveal what is real. So if sadness is my nature, meditation on sadness, the self will only reveal sadness. And so then, if sadness is real, then karma has to be done. Karma is the means, not jnana. Then jnana or knowledge is how to perform karma. Knowledge is subservient to karma. Everybody requires knowledge, but what's the role of knowledge? Arthi Samartha and what Vidwan? Or Daksha or Vidwan? Arthi, the one who desires. Samartha, one who is capable of performing the ritual. Vidwan, one who knows how to perform. So there Vidwan means a knowledge is of how to perform ritual. What is ritual and how to perform that. So knowledge has a role there in subservient to karma. Because sadness or sorrow is real. What is Vedanta's diagnosis? It says no, sorrow is not real. Sorrow is the result of your perception of yourself. Change the perception, sorrow will go. So Vedantic teachers constantly strive to help us change our perception of ourselves. So Tattvamasi, you are not what you take yourself to be, you are Brahman, you are limitless. So this is what Sept Sanat Kumara is doing. And the process that is adopted, everybody, so different teachers adopt different processes for that, understand? What makes one Upanishad different from the other is the process or methodology which is adopted by that teacher for the student. Ultimately arrive at the same result, Tattvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi. But 6th chapter had one kind of process. This is a different process. 8th chapter will have a different process. And Kathopanishad, every Upanishad has its own process, somewhat different. That is what differentiates one Upanishad from the other. So I guess Bhashyakara must have reviewed all of the Upanishads available and discovered that now these 10 are those which represent the unique processes or methods of contemplation upon the self. Not the others are not Upanishad, not that they don't say this, but then these 10 are called principal Upanishads upon which Bhashyakara chose to write Bhashya. I guess must have come from this. Each one of them represents its a unique method of contemplation upon the self. So this process here, where Sept Sanat Kumara has led Narada to this point, where Sept Narada says, Prana Aham, I am Prana, who is the self of the whole universe. So now I am Prana, not I am Narada, not I am Nama. Narada is Nama, I am not Nama, I am not Rupa, I am not this, I am Prana. What do you mean you are Prana? You are Narada. So when he says I am Prana, that means transcends. Naradatvam, the Naradaness is transcended. So people think he's crazy. So people will say you are crazy. If they say you are crazy, you are saying things that are not practical. You are transcending, you are Ativadi. Says, Upanishad says that yes, you accept it. Badham Ativadi Ham Asmiti, you are right, I am Ativadi. Iti Bruyat, don't feel shy. Means don't think that because what happened, there is a contradiction here now. You say that I am Prana, he says you are Narada, so then who is right? So that may create in you a conflict or a doubt. Is there something wrong with me? The whole world says you are so and so, and I am saying I am so and so. Is there something wrong with me? In which case you may think that that's what the psychologists would say, there's some problem with you. Then I may feel shy, I may want to give up that and come back to my calling myself Narada. So the Upanishad says, no. Ativadi Bhadam, you're right, Ativadi Hamasmiti Bruyat. Do say that I'm Ativadi, I'm crazy. Napahnuita. Should not shy away from your determination of yourself. Did you arrive at this conviction? this perception, this conviction of yourself. Understand, it's the right conviction. Even if other people don't agree with you, even if you are the only one who says that, and nobody else who says that, don't worry. So Upanishadic teacher is assuring us. Because hey, you say, Swami, you are Brahman, he is brainwashing you. There are any number of people who would think that so, and maybe one part of our own mind say that. Is there something wrong with me? Says, na pakhnuvita. Do not shy away from this, you are right. Whether others agree with you or not. Kasman yasva pakhnuvita, says Bhashyakara. Why should we shy away from this? Yat pranam sarveshwaram ayamaham asmi iti atmatvena upagataha. So one who is now upagataha, when has reached, arrived, known, atmatvena upagataha. One who is known is a self, what? Pranam, one who is now come to know Atma. Prana is Atma. What is it prana? Sarveshwaram, the Ishvara of all, the ruler of all, the hub rules all the spokes in the wheel, so ruler of all. So that's what I am. So you are Sarveshwara. And so when he knows it, that conviction is there, why should he have to feel guilty about it, feel hesitant about it, feel unsure about it, feel shy about it? No need. So then, Upanishad continues, page 325, Eshatva ativadati. Now what happened is, see Narada, see in each previous case, Sayyid Narada came up with a question that Namnaha Bhuyaha Asti Kim. Is there something greater than Nama, greater than Vak? Nama Bhuyasti. Indeed, there is something. Tanme Bhagavan Bravitu iti. May the Venerable Sir tell me. So that was a trend all along. But now, say, Narada did not come up with this question. Kimiti Bhagavaha Pranat Bhuyaha Asti. Oh, Venerable Sir, is there something greater than prana? In each previous case, Narada recognized that my perception about myself is not ultimate. There must be something better. The Bhuyasti came, he kept asking, is there something greater? I think there should be something greater than this. That's what I feel. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel content. I don't feel satisfied, which will be the result of the knowledge. And therefore, is there bhuyasti va? Is there something greater? Is there something greater? But now Sayyid Narada did not ask that question. What does it mean? It means that he is satisfied with this perception of him, conviction that I am prana. So far he was not satisfied. So he kept on asking. This time he does not ask. So teacher says, hey, he is satisfied, with which he should not be satisfied. Now that's where the teacher came into picture now. Saisha Narada Sarvadisham Pranam Swaatmanam Sarvatmanam Shutva Natah Paramastiti Upararama. Said Narada, listening from the teacher that prana is sarvadisha, is all surpassing, and that is my Atma. Seeing this, said Narada now, so Upararama, he became silent. So when Said Narada became silent, what does it mean? Natah paramasti. In the previous cases, he did not become silent, he did not remain silent. because he felt that there was something superior to this. This time he became silent, which means that he thinks that there is nothing superior to this. Why do you say that? That say Narada thinks that there is nothing superior. Why do you say na purvat kimasti bhava pranabhiri papracha? Purvat, as in earlier cases, Bhagavaha kim pranabhiri asti kim? Oh, Venerable Sir, is there something superior to prana? He did not come up with this question. He did not papracha, he did not ask. From that, we believe that. He does not see the need of that question. Question arises from a sense of unfulfillment. The question did not arise means there is a sense of fulfillment. Yataha tamevam paritushtam. Seeing, so manyamanam yogyam shishyam suttamevam paritushtam shishyam. Seeing that the shishya disciple is paritushtaha, he is satisfied. Satisfied with knowledge that I am prana. What is prana? Vikara anuta brahma vijnanena. Prana also is Brahman, no doubt. Whatever is Brahman. Prana also is Brahman. What kind of Brahman? Vikara anuttara Brahma. Prana is Brahman, all right. But Vikara, a modification of Brahman. Anuttara, false. Meaning what? Relative. Bhada yogyam, something that can be negated. Something that can be transcended. Negated or transcended. The name and form is transcended to see the goal. Name and form is negated to see the goal. So what is transcended is mithya or anrutam. So prana also is vikara, is modification. Therefore it is possible to transcend it because modification presupposes a substratum that is changeless. Prana is changing, that presupposes a substratum that must be changeless. So prana can be transcended. Vikara, modification. Anurtam, false, mithya. So this is modification. This changing is false, mithya. However great prana is great. Brahmadi stamba paryantasya jagadaha atma, not an ordinary thing. Prana is hiranyagarbha. Samashti, totally all subtle bodies. Antaryami, the indwelling self of all. Of course. Saguna Brahma, really. What is prana? Saguna Brahma. But still that guna is there. So Vedanta in his sort not satisfied even with Saguna Brahma. So seeing that he is satisfied with this, then someday we will discover that also is changing and that is also not permanent. And he will regret that he did not ask this question. And the teacher does not want the disciple to go away with a possibility that in future there can be disappointment. The 8th chapter also will see that. There the teacher tries to help the student. See, what you understood is not the ultimate understanding. But they could not see that. So they regretted. Indra regretted and came back, thank God. So teacher wants to help student to be, protected, saved from that. So, akrutartham, in fact, he should be dissatisfied. He is not satisfied. He does not know what is the ultimate dimension of satisfaction. So he has got satisfaction, all right. Does not know that there can be satisfaction greater than that. Doesn't know that. So So he is satisfied with what is not ultimate. When would you be satisfied? Ativadi is what you have to become. Wise person becomes Ativadi. He speaks transcending. But what is the real Ativadi? Paramartha Satyativadi Vadinam Atmanam Minyamanam. Well, thinking Parana itself is Paramartha. And therefore I am ultimate Ativadi. That's what he believes. There is nothing beyond this. All night go home. That's your limit. He says, no. Yogyam Shishyam. But again, Sanat Kumara has great respect for the disciple. See, teacher always has respect for the disciple. Yogyam Shishyam. That Narada is Yogya Shishya. He is a qualified Adhikari. Qualified to know. Says he has capacity. So very often parents come and say, Swamiji, my son is intelligent. He has capacity. He doesn't work hard. So sometimes parents say, Swami, this is his limit, so we don't push him. This is what he can do. But often they come and say, Swamiji, he has potential. He is not working hard. He is not exploring his potential. So also Sanat Kumara saw that Narada has potential, not working hard. He stopped here. So push him to work harder. Because Yogyam Shishyam, recognizing that potential. But when will he work harder? This fellow, how is not, even though he has a potential and capacity, how come he does not work hard? He thinks that this is what he can do and that's enough. I don't need more, it is enough. So he must be made free from the enoughness. Only when he sees this is not enough, then only he will work hard, not otherwise. Not because you tell him. You can push him as much as you want, he doesn't respond. Then he thinks that what he has achieved is not enough. He thinks that he can achieve something greater which is more satisfying. He has to see that. Then only he can be motivated. Therefore, Mithyagraha Visheshat Vipratyavayan. Therefore, you have to release him, bringing him back from his conclusion that this is all. That this is all to be achieved in life. Oh, this is all I can achieve. You have to deviate him from, make him fall from that. To see that no, there is something greater than this, that I can do something greater. So, pratyavayan. So, teacher wants him to shake up and turn him away from that conclusion. Just as the 6th chapter says, Yuddhalaka did this to Shvetaketu. But Shvetaketu thought that this is all there is in life. So, therefore, Mahamanaha Anuchanamani Stabdaha Iyaya. Mahamanaha, there is nobody like me. That I am a great, I can teach everybody. Anuchanamani Stabdaha, I don't need to bend down to anybody. That shows that Shvetaketu thought that that's all to be achieved in life, So he has to be released from that. That's why very cleverly a question was asked. Very wonderful. Tam adesham aprakshya yena shrutam bhavati. Hey Shvetaketu, did you ask of a teacher that, knowing which everything becomes known? Then that fellow says, oh, this is something I don't know. So automatically his conclusion that I know what is to be known immediately went away and he became a disciple. So here also, Sanat Kumara, so Aha Bhagavan Sanat Kumara, to shake up Narada from his conclusion. This is ultimate. Sanat Kumara said, Esha tu va ativadati, yes, satyena ativadati. Hey Narada, you are still not ativadi in the ultimate sense, you are ativadi all right. And the result of knowledge is ativaditvam. That's the result of knowledge. As this Upanishad describes. So what's the result of knowledge? Ativaditvam. Transcending, And so, transcending all in his speech. But hey Narada, you have not transcended all in your speech as yet. So when you identify prana and talk as prana, of course you are transcending everything that is below prana. But still, there is other dimension of ativadi. Eshatuva ativadati. He said Narada, this fellow is called ativadi in a real sense. Who? Yes, satyena ativadati. One who transcends the speech by virtue of knowledge of satyam. So you are an ativadi who transcends the speech by virtue of knowledge of prana. But that is a real ativadi who transcends the speech by virtue of knowledge of satyam. Yes, satyena ativadati. What a wonderful, what a way of saying, Then realize, is that what it is? Soham Bhagava Satyena Ativadani. He is ready. He is yogya. He says, no, I don't need further. Thank you. He doesn't say that. So Soham Bhagava, he realizes there is something greater than this. That prana is not the ultimate truth, ultimate reality. Soham Bhagava Satyena Ativadani. Oh, Venerable Sir, I want to become ativadi by knowing, by virtue of knowledge of satyam, the truth, I want to become ativadi. Soham tvam prapanna. Soham means what? That I. Which I? Not that Narada. That one. The Soham keeps changing, understand? Soham Bhagavad Shochami, when it is first said, Aham is what? I, Narada, who knows all these shastras and everything comes, that I am grieving. Soham Bhagava, which Soham? Soham Tvam Prapanna. I who is surrendered to you. So that Soham also changes, understand? Bhagavan Satyena Ativadani. I wish also to become Ativadi, transcender of speech by Satyena, by virtue of knowledge of Satya. Tathama, how do I do that? How does it happen? Tathamam niyunaktu Bhagavan. So Bhagavan, the Venerable Servant, direct me accordingly. Please lead me accordingly. Asatoma sadgamaya. So lead me from asat to sat. So lead me. So that I become an ativadi, satyena ativadi. Meaning what? I become ativadi by virtue of knowledge of satyam. Yathaham satyena ativadani iti abhipraya. Soham bhagava satyena ativadani. Abhipraya is that please help me to become one who becomes ativadi by virtue of knowledge of satyam. Alright, then you have to do something. You don't become ativadi, satyena ativadi just like that. Yadi evam satyena ativaditum ichchasi. Here Narada, if you desire to become an ativadi by virtue of knowledge of satyam, of the truth, satyameva tu tavad vijignyasitavyam. Then you have to know satyam. So you know prana, therefore you become ativadi by virtue of knowledge of prana. You have to know satyam, meaning paramadika satyam, absolute reality. By virtue of which knowledge you become the ativadi, satyena ativadi. Then you have to know satyam. How do you know vijignyasitavyam? You must seek to know satyam. Idi uktaha, that's what he was saying. Satyam tava vijignyasitavyam iti. For becoming satyena ativadi, one has to seek the knowledge of Satyam. Tathastu tarhi Satyam Bhagavah Vijignyase iti. Tathastu, may it be so. Yes, meaning that, alright, I will seek now to know Satyam. So, Vijignyase Visheshena Jnatamichayam. Vijignyasa means that may I specifically, in a specific manner, not in a general manner, specific manner, may I seek to know Satyam, Tvattaha, from you. So then we go to page 326 and the discussion continues. So let us read that passage on the page 326. Yada vai vijanate atha satyam vadati na avijanan satyam vadati vijanan eva satyam vadati vijnanam tveva Vijignyasadavyamite Vijnanam Bhagavo Vijignyase iti. Yadava Vijanati. So Satyam has to be known. Maybe so far the process was meditation. So far the process could be different. It could be Upasana also, which is meditation by identification what you are meditating upon. Therefore, the knowledge of prana is the realization of prana, that I am prana, by meditation upon prana. But now the process is different. Yadavi vijanati. As far as Paramadik Satyam is concerned, absolute reality is concerned, it is your own self. You don't have to become. Everything else you have to become. Understand? Because becoming always is the level of your mind. Being is the level of the self. There is being and becoming. Being is at the level of the self. Becoming is at the level of the mind. So far you may say, if you want to say, it need not be. As we said yesterday, that also is seeing only. Even that all could all knowledge all along. Or you can say that it is also meditation where there is an identification and Narada then recognize himself as prana. But yadavai vijanati, when it comes to Satyam, it is not a mental process. Meaning is not becoming a visualization. Vijanati, when one knows Satyam. Atha Satyam vadati. As far as Satya is concerned, one is to know Satyam. Then alone you speak, then you become Satyam. So you speak Satyam. Thing is, you are speaking yourself. Whenever we are speaking ourselves. So when you know Satyam, then Satyam is known as yourself. Then Satyam vadati, then you become Ativadi by virtue of Satyam. I have knowledge of Satyam. Na avijanam Satyam vadati. Without knowing Satyam, one cannot become Ativadi of Satyam. Meaning that here you become Satyam by knowing Satyam. One does not become Satyam without knowing Satyam. One does not become the 10th man without knowing 10th man. So also one does not become Satyam without knowing Satyam. No vijanan Satyam vadati. Without knowing Satyam as a self, and Satyam can be known only as a self. No other way it can be known also. If you know it other way, then it is not knowledge. There is one thing that has to be known only as self. That's the only way that would be correct knowledge. And so Satyam is something that must be known as a self. Isha Darshanam Swatma Rupatah. If you call Satyam as Ishvara, then Ishvara is truly known when he is known as Satma, one's own self. Na avijanan satyam vadati, vijanan eva satyam vadati. Same thing again. So Vyatireka and Anvaya. Na avijanan satyam vadati, Vyatireka. Meaning in negative sense, that one does not speak Satyam without knowing Satyam. Vijanan eva Satyam vadati. One speaks Satyam by knowing Satyam. Vijnanam tve vijignyasitavyamiti. Here that step is missing. When Narada would say that, then I want to know Vijnanam. Says no Vijnanam tve vijignyasitavyamiti. Then, therefore one has to seek to know Vijnanam. Then Vijnanam bhagavo vijignyasayiti. O Venerable Sir, I seek to know. Vijnanam means knowledge. I seek to know. Knowledge means what? I seek to know. So Bhashyakara explains. We have done one sentence, but we will again read that. The Abhinava Narayana Nandendra Saraswati gave a long discourse here, which we have seen last time, so we will not repeat that here. Says Jnanichha Matana, so alright, so Jnanichha Matana Satyavadan Dasam Bhavati Dasankya Na Vijignyasa Matana Satyavadan Brahma Tad Jnana Praptyapiti. So na Vijignyasa Matana Satyavadanam. By simply Jignasa, by desire to know, you don't speak truth. Kintu Tad Jnana Praptya. It is by knowing Satyam that you speak truth. See, if you look at the line number 24, Naiha yatha kathancha satyadivaditvam vivakshidam. Naiha yatha kathancha satyadivaditvam. In some manner or other that I am speaking Satyam, I know I am Satyam. That is not what is meant here. Some is I know I am Satyam, I know I am Brahman, not yatha kathancha. Tavata mukhya satya adivaditva siddhe. By thinking that something is Satyam, by your own knowledge or concept or notion of what Satyam is, you do not become real Satyativadi. Kathanchit, or everybody knows Satyam, everything is Brahman, what's the big deal? I know, everything is Brahman. What is Kathanchit means what? Satyativaditvasya Ghatasanatyavi Rupena Sarvasminu Purushe Sambhavena. Everybody knows Satyam. Ghatasan, Patasan, Mathasan, etc. The Sat or existence is there, and Ghata also, this is also existed. It's also Sat. Pata also is Sat. So that way Sat, everything is Sat, I know Sat. So you can't say you don't know Sat. Existence I know because Ghata exists, Pata exists, everything exists. So existence of Sat I know. Yatha kathanchit. In some manner I know. That's not enough. Because then what's the difference between an ordinary person who knows Sat and Atma Jnani? Yad vadati tat sarvam satyameva iti evam rupam satyadi vadanam. But even when these fellows say I know Sat, he calls it Ghata and calls that thing Pata. He says no. Yad vadati tat sarvam satyameva iti. So when he says Ghata, he means Parama Sat. When he says Pata, he means Sat. He may use the word Ghata, Pata, Matha, all right, like we use. But what he means is Sat, Sat, Sat. That fellow says Sat, 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 but means Ghata, Pata, Matha. He says Ghata, Pata, Matha, but means Sat, Sat, Sat. See the difference? So gold, 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 but he means this bangle and this earring, etc. This earring, bangle, but he means gold, gold, So therefore, when you know that Sat, evam rupam satyadivadanimiha vivakshatam. So, what is intended here is satyadivadanam, transcending by virtue of knowledge of Satyam, that everything is Satyam alone. Tasyeva jnani vaishishya sampada vijignyase. What is the Vishishtata? Everybody has knowledge of Sat. What's the Vishishtata? What's the distinction that a wise person enjoys? Is that for that wise person, now the name and form is no one in the reality, only Sat is reality. That followed name and form is reality, and Sat was maybe some adjective or something. So when you say clay pot, then he says pot is the object and clay is the pot is substantive and clay is the adjective. That's how he knows. So he says, no, it is potty clay. Difference between clay pot and potty clay. You see the difference? What is clay pot? Where pot is a substantive and clay is the adjective. This fellow says, no, it is potty clay. It is clay is a substance and pot is the adjective. Clay happens to be as a pot and etc. and pitcher, etc. So that's the change. This also says it is all Sat, Sat, Sat. But it's what? Sat as a Ghata San. Sat is the adjective of Ghata and Pata and Mata. He says, no. San Ghata means what? Sun is the object. Ghata Pata Mata are the adjectives. So this fellow gives reality to Ghata. That fellow knows Sat as a reality. That's the Visheshta. That is what distinguishes a wise person from the ignorant person. Tasyeva namadi prananta sarvastugata namarupa nirakaranena. Namarupa, in the vision of this wise person, namarupa nirakaranam, the name and form have been now resolved, have been negated. No more they have reality. Namadi prananta. In the whole universe, beginning from Nama, although to Prana, the universe consisting of that, the name and form have no more the reality. Adhisthana bhuta satyavadana rupatvena namadi prananta ativadanatva upattescha. What is it? Adhisthana. So Sat is Adhisthana. So clay is Adhisthana. The pot is adjective. Not pot is adhisthānam, Sat is the adjective. So satyavadana rupatvena namadi pranant ativadanatva upattescha. Then only transcends everything beginning from Nama, all the way to Prana, all of these transcended when he sees Sat or Satyam as the reality. Tathatveva अतितत्वार्थक अधिशब्दस्य अर्थलाभात् अतिवदति. So ati shabda is what? Atita, something that transcends. So what's the ultimate limit of ati? Transcending. You must stretch that word ati as far as it can be stretched, not stop in between. So tasyeva, for that wise person only, namadi prananta sarvastugada तथात्वेव अतितत्वार्थक अधिशब्दस्य अर्थलाभात्. So ati is a word, means to transcend. So how much can you transcend? Beyond which you cannot transcend. You stop at prana, then you have not done justice to the word ati in the totality. Only you transcend up to Brahman Satyam, then only you have done justice to the word ati. Tacha pratiyamanam sarvam paramata satyatma swarupameva. So tasmat tat sarvam abhavat. By virtue of this knowledge, he becomes everything. Meaning what? Pratiyamanam sarvam, whatever is perceptible. Paramatata satyatma swarupameva. All this is in reality nothing but the Atma, which is absolute reality. Vikarasya vacharanna matratvena Tad Vyatirekena Abhavat, because name and form is Vikara, is modification like pot. Is not apart from clay. And so all the universe, beginning from Nama, all the way up to Prana is Vikara and never stands apart from Adhishthanam, which is Satyam. Evam Rupam, Eva Rupa Jnana Sadhyam, Ativaditvam. That Ativadanam of the wise person is Jnana Sadhyam. He is accomplished by knowledge. What's the knowledge? That the whole universe, beginning from Nama up to Prana, has its Adhishthanam in Satyam. And that is real. And this is unreal. Tacha Jnanam, na Ichcha Matrena Sampadhyam. And that knowledge does not come simply by Ichcha. Pratyakshadi, Virodha Nirakaranadi, Apekshatvena, Bahuyatna Sadhyam. Because this knowledge that this is Brahman contradicts my perception that this is Jagat. So I must see Jagat as Mithya and Brahman as Satyam. So Bahuyatna Sadhyam. That knowledge calls for a lot of effort. Drashtavya hai, Shrutavya hai, Mantavya hai, Nididhyasatavya hai. Tatasya tatra yatna karte vada vinartham yada vijanati iti kandikantaram itabhiprayam suchayad, etc. So therefore it requires enough specific effort to gain this knowledge. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.